with some marketing and other updates. So we recalibrate many little things in the game. For example, the energy generation, the tokens earning. So we have made these designs. We consulted several renowned game developers. We take some of the advices, we come up with this figure, and we now implement them because some of the figure wasn't right when we first rolled it out, and we also made several consultations with several developers, and they gave us pretty good recommendations. So we gonna gradually roll out. Just giving one example is one question actually raised was there was not much of a difference between the gray, which is uncommon, and the common one, which is between the gray and green. So now when you actually doing the level up with the point, you actually get a bit more for higher quality sneakers. So over time, the distinction will be seen at level 30. There will still be a distinction between the gray, the green, and also the rare, the blue. So that's with the game, and also we have listed our GST on several liquidity pools and also decentralized exchanges. For example, the Radium, the Serums, and Oka. And to our surprise, actually, we got listed by other NFT marketplaces unannounced, so they just list us. And also we got ranked second popular NFT game on Solana chain by Solana analysis. So yeah, so we're making pretty good progress. So the liquidity look good, very healthy. We see the GST appreciate a little bit more. We are approaching about $2, and we are rolling out the the Telegram and Reddit. But we're gonna make the announcement next week of the official rollout. But these two channels are available, and for people really not really into the GameFi, they're probably not into Discord, so we create a Telegram. And also for I think it's now would be time for people to discuss their strategies and to talk about the in-game elements. People do that in the Discord, but we feel that when they talk about it, the chat history is very difficult to find and it's difficult to curate in Discord environment. So I think it'd be appropriate to have a Reddit where people can have a better creations and also can keep in one topic and come back and check from time to time to talk about strategies. And we will roll out some new contests, for example, the meme tweet contest, Instagram. We have Instagram influencer program and the bug catcher as well. So we know that people were asking about the quiz. We're going to make some changes of how we're going to do quiz, and we're going to roll it out alongside with our several patch update and also the investment update in middle of January. So that one's coming. And there are several articles we write on the Medium. People, if you want to have a read about what is our thought on the move to earn or play to earn industry, we put some thought over there. And we did a long tweet. We pinned that on our Twitter. People can also check it out. Yeah, so roughly that will be the update for this week. And we have several major updates coming up. We probably can talk about it later.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of the extra pools across Orca and Serum, but that doesn't actually add any additional liquidity to it. So it still makes that coin is a lot of inflationary pressure on the actual GST coin, and the NFTs are still quite high for a base. So what's the feeling towards that? Really, there's not going to be any relief on that coin until we get into our February IDOs, the first online marathon offering.
Actually, so the IDO or IO gonna be on the governance token, and we created a liquidity pool, and we will add liquidity appropriate to our player base or player size. So and also the whole economy gonna be much balanced once we roll out the marketplace and also the swap function. So when people want to sell their sneakers, they can do it in the app. When people want to sell their token, they can do it in the app. So
Yeah.
that would reflect because yeah.
Sorry. On the swap function, Jerry, have you got a copy of that handy? Because you linked that before as a teaser. I know I've seen it in the Elite channel, but that is a really awesome looking swap functions for the wallet you guys have done.
Yeah, I've already posted on the official Twitter, so everyone can check it from the Twitter. And the swap function is already is already working, and we will release it in the next week, so everyone can use it in the next week for sure.
Perfect. So then the team, the team is potentially going to be adding in more GST just as they feel that there's a bit too much pressure or it gets too high, or what's the feeling on that?
We actually already add liquidity to the trading pair twice last week to reflect because if we don't do that, we probably see the price will be around $5 now.
Yeah,
we add people more liquidity and yeah.
It's funny, isn't it? Because do you see how much of the earnings is it tracked by the team? So are people spending 90% of what they earn, or are people spending? Do you have those kinds of numbers available?
Yes, yeah, Jerry can talk about it. Yeah, Jerry looking at the numbers.
Right, I found most people are spending their coins in the minting function, and they are producing more sneakers. As I can see, most of them are produce the third one for themselves, and someone also produce more to sell on the secondary market, which is very funny. And the consumer of the GST is much more than the GST generated every day, so which is pretty healthy for the project.
Yeah, I mean, obviously because we're all wanting to level up our sneakers and get those better earnings, so it's the deflationary pressure is going to be huge, I think, for quite a while. It's a cool experience to see, and the price. Everybody should be looking at the price when thinking about whether they want to either purchase sneakers or mint, all those kinds of decisions. So it's been very good, And are we seeing slight changes on the leveling up of sneakers as well? A lot of people still aren't familiar with the level 5, 10, and 20 being an extra cost.
Yes, so that will be like a threshold. So for people want to access the next level of, say, game feature, for example, on level 5, you will be able to mint new sneakers, and level 10, you'll be able to rent lease sneakers when the marketplace is up. So those are more like a game privilege where people gonna spend a bit extra to achieve that, because really it is designed to as a sort of a mechanism to prevent people to open up a multiple accounts, just have one stickers on each account and do this. So yeah, ideally we want to put a little bit of a restriction. So for people that really want to do it, it's not an issue. But for people wanting to, for example, do this sort of a game the system, and they have to actually spend the extra on this.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of unrest through the week. Well, not unrest, but obviously the energy got changed through the week. That was a very big change. And do we want to touch on that a little bit? I know, Jerry, you guys, we've talked about it a couple of times, but there was a lot of discussion with the team about changing the energy, and people were probably earning too much coin, and the NFT changes. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so you mean the energy nerf, right?
Yeah, so it was a nerf, but I mean, I'm getting 5.0 on my phone with 3 NFTs, but some people still don't understand how that's actually working.
Yeah, so the in the beginning, when we designed the game, we understand that it has to be a diminishing return on the sneaker versus energy. So it is in the white paper, but we wasn't execute that in the beginning. As people can see, if they carry 20 sneakers, their energy will be 40. And that took us a couple of days to get the number right. So now what we are, so people earning are basically reflecting on what we initially designed the game. So it will be, so there's several reasons we put it this way. For one, we want to be fair to people that don't have a lot of money to buy like 30 pair of sneakers to reach the maximum of energy. So the best combination for each player will be 3 sneakers. I think that will be like reasonable, which with 3 sneakers, people can run, walk for 20 minutes. That will be sufficient, for example, for daily exercise. And for people who really want to push it, we set up several tiers. For example, 15 pairs or 30 pairs, so that they have to reach to that certain number to get to access the extra energies. And one is to have the best return on their investment for the people have the 3 pairs. I think that will be for pretty much all the casual players. And then for the really hardcore player, they will have a lot of energies. Actually, this is the problem I have is I will spend all my energy, but I will still not be able to get the full daily earning cap because my sneaker is great quality. So they will go through this period of time that they have enough earning caps, but they don't have enough energy. So then they have to actually use gems or to level up to have more efficiencies. So when they spend their energy, they will be able to, let's say, just at least do like 80% of daily caps. So they have to improve on their quality of the sneaker or performance of the sneakers. So once they achieve that, and they can maximize their earnings. So there will be a long way to go for, let's say, the hardcore players to maximize their earnings versus for example, the casual players.
Yeah, no, that's great. So I do think 3 is probably going to be a cap there for a lot of people in the game. It is going to be a bit of money invested in the game, but it is going to give you your bonus and you're getting 4.0 energy or potentially 5 energy if you've got an uncommon as well. So that was good. We did just hear gems mentioned as well. People are still, there's a lot of questions I'm seeing in the channels regarding the gems and the drop rates and the loot boxes, the chests, I should say. Is that still sticking with that, or is there going to potentially be changes to increase rates on those, or we're at the system with that at the moment?
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna adjust the rate. So the mystery box and the gem drop rate will be the next thing we're looking at. I actually only have 1 gem drop. Yeah, so I heard people have some issues with drop rate, and I think that's across the board issue. But again, gem was designed as a rare drop, proportional to how long people spend per single session. And if people have 1-2 pair of sneakers, they might not have enough running time or not enough luck value to have the gem dropped. So, but definitely we're gonna look into the drop rate because I haven't received a gem for quite a while. So the team will reevaluate on how.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably you don't know the truth.
Sorry?
The truth is, I said, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. The truth is, we set a higher chance to get the mystery box and the gems at the very beginning for newbies, because that gives them a chance to experience what is the mystery box and what is the gems. But as long as they level up their sneakers, it will be, back to normal percentage to get mystery box and the gems. That's why you don't get more. You don't get any the loot box in recently, because your luck number, your luck point is not high enough. Just try to level up your luck value and get more chance to get the loot box and the gems. That's the reason.
Yeah, I pretty much put all my point into efficiency.
Yeah, I think that's a common thing, isn't it? Most people are going efficiency first. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I've got a luck over 30, and I haven't seen one in 5 days, 6 days. I don't know. It's one of those things. You kind of feel that you've it's just not dropping. So is there worthwhile putting points in it? Luck is going to be. I thought maybe the team wanted to maybe keep the luck levels down, so we were getting boots that were made that were quite reasonable for renting out, that were good for for people coming into the game. Because obviously luck is going to be beneficial for people that own sneakers, but not for people renting early on.
Yeah. When you don't expect to get more gems, it comes.
So I did have something else I wanted to talk about was NFTs on Magic Eden. You guys done really well with that this week. You've had extra rarities and items and information listed on those.
yes, and levels.
So there was people asking questions about whether you list the NFTs on Magic Eden, whether the levels are reset. So they definitely don't reset. You can actually see the levels now in the NFT for the information. So that's a good way of people being able to work out the base stats and how far they've been, how much energy and time has been spent into them. But what about the shoe boxes? So on the shoe boxes at the moment, does it tell you what they've been minted from?
You mean the vintage,
it's a bit hard.
like the parent sneaker?
Yeah, the parent sneaker, because that's going to affect the rate of what actually comes out of those shoe boxes.
Yeah, once we release the in-app marketplace, you can see it from the app. But it's a bit hard to put that information onto the Magic Eden.
Yeah, it's just I mean, for people that are watching this video and stuff later, and even for people in the crowd there, just be aware that understand the white paper, and you can have a look, and it's got all the charts that if you mint two walkers together, it'll give you a percentage chance, and you're going to have your highest chance of potentially getting a walker. So if there is a very specific shoe or a speed that you want to run at or walk at, it might be better off getting an individual sneaker of that particular type. So walkers or joggers, if you're very specific with those. At the moment, obviously, trainers are quite expensive because there's not a lot in the system.
Yeah. So
I made a mistake last week. I did a meeting, put one trainer and another runner together to mint a new sneaker, and I got a runner. I made a mistake. I shouldn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, what is it, an 8% chance, I think, if you run one trainer and one other one. So I think if you have two trainers, it's only a 25% chance. Yeah, but at least it's a 1 in 4 chance there.
Yes.
Oh, we'll start to get through some of these questions. So we're probably going to have this question asked every week, but can we add some kind of tool to measure basic medical checks like heartbeat, blood pressure, and all of those? Is the answer still just keeping with the MVP?
Those stats, I think, has to, like, the biometric one has to come from like wearables. So with the phone sensor, they only can measure like motions. So again, we're gonna come back around February to look into this.
All right, there is one here regarding, is there a formula for repairing the GST fee for the sneakers, and can you announce how it is calculated? That's worth touching on because that was also adjusted this week, wasn't it, as well, the repair costs?
Yeah, so people can check the formula on the at the white paper, but again, we cannot release the formula because because if you see there's, say, anything in the white paper says is like a system parameter or system value, it is a value that we cannot tell, because when we talk about game designs, game value is actually very important and taking long time to get it right. We still trying to get many figures right in the game. We can just not tell people, say, okay, this is how we calculate repairs and the ratios, and then people will just copy that. So we're going to be cautious on that. But we want people to understand the logic behind how we did it. So we mask all the sensitive information, and people can refer to the formula. They can see what factor contributing to, for example, the repairs, the repair cost, but they cannot calculate now of how much they're going to spend. Probably they can do it themselves based on the stinker resilience values. They can just roughly get an idea, but not exactly figures. Well, yeah.
So it's worth mentioning as well. We are still in a beta. That this is an open beta now, but Jerry, Yawn, each week they do talk about how they are adjusting, and things have been adjusted this week. We had energy change, we had repair cost change, we had GST earnings be adjusted. They'll fine tune as we go along every week. Here's a good question here again from Mark Better. He did have a couple of questions. If I exercise side by side with my family or friends, will I be detected as cheating because the GPS is too close?
No.
So I think we've talked about that before. There's like 10 sensors in the phone or something. When is renting going to... Sorry, Yawn, say that again.
That's right. We can move on to the next one.
It's a question here asking for when are we going to get rentals? Potentially February, is that right?
So the rental, when we're looking at the rental, we're going to be really careful because once we open up the rental, we want to be sure that there are people renting it. So meaning that the rental will be most ideal when we are approaching the non-crypto crowd. So that also means that the rental will come out after the marketplace. And I think the timeline will be around February to Q3-ish.
Yeah, we'll announce it before we release it, 2 weeks before we release it. So there's no timeline at the moment.
No, that's good. That is good knowing that ahead of time, because for people that haven't checked the paper exactly, you need your boots, your sneakers. They need to be level 10 to be able to rent them out. So obviously, if you're going to consider renting, you need to think about having those leveled up beforehand. Here is a good one from Abula. It is talking about the distances and the speeds not being accurate. So I know a lot of people have had trouble with walkers, specifically with the GPS tracking speeds. And I know definitely at the end of your run, the figure of your average speed is definitely wrong. But the tracking of the speeds, how are we going with that, Jerry, with the GPS and all the bugs through the week?
Yeah, it's too hard to get it accurate. We have so many things to do, and the priority thing for us is to add the swap function and the in-app marketplace first. Then we will do the dig more about the accuracy adjustment, something like that. And I also checked the Strava log, and it took them a long time, over years, to fix it, to make it better and better. And we're on the same track. And I think it will take us a month to make it better and better. And we will keep doing it.
I know from a personal point of view, moonwalking has been fixed for me on my Samsungs. I know I've definitely had a great... Yeah, that's been really good this week. So there is a question here regarding smartwatches. Just for people in the crowd, we are probably maybe Q2 of this year, potentially. But yeah, the smartwatches aren't going to be... They're not a priority for the team.
Yeah, so really the building the whole ecosystem like a complete vertical is a top priority for us. So having all the feature rollout where people can do everything in the game will be the main priority, and anything else we're going to do that later.
All right, so there is one question here regarding two shoes in vaults. So Brave asked that, but obviously Brave, we've talked about that already. With the shoes, you need to have either an uncommon to increase your energy, or have 3 sneakers. That'll get you to your next level of energy. Feedback. Please give your feedback. There was a question regarding music, potentially for using in-game as well. But as you've just mentioned, Jorn, we're not concentrating on those kinds of things at the moment, are we?
No. Those are the peripheral features, and those will be more like once we have everything, the figure. So number one is got the figure right, like the repair, the minting, how much people can earn, and the second thing is to have the whole vertical of ecosystem right and down in timely manner. And then third is fix all the bugs, and then we start to roll out all these features. And looking at this, we are quite confident that we can have pretty much the game 90% of the game done in Q2 this year, end of Q2 this year.
There was a question. Where did it go? Sorry. Will there be a minimum or maximum for in-game swap?
A good question.
We actually
in-game
haven't
swap
talked about it.
Yeah, a good question for us. But basically, there's no any limitation on that. You can store any amount in your wallet.
There is a question here asked about can we improve the parameter of the shoes in the future? So the question's relevant towards 0.2 energy being 1 minute, so 1 energy being 5 minutes, and 10 minutes a day worth of energy. So do you want to talk on that a little bit, Jorn, about how, you know, we're only getting 10 minutes of energy to start the day off for 1 to 2 people with NFTs?
You mean do you mean by the intervals of how we deduct, or by the total length of?
Yeah, so there's still a few questions from the crowd that come in about they don't understand that 10 minutes is a good aim to be able to start people out. So do you want to talk from a team perspective why you've chosen to make 2 energy going, you know, every tick is 1 minute, so it's only needing 10 minutes and then you've done your earnings for the day. Do you want to talk about the thoughts behind that?
Because we take ourselves as an example. We say, all right, how much we can run averagely, and we work out about 10 minutes, and we say, all right, that probably would be the ideal time for people. Just give, you know, the 10 minutes more like a teaser for people. It is for I mean, 10 minutes every day walking. It will be the minimum sort of exercise you need to, you know, to maintain some level of fitness. Because according to, actually I also checked, according to the World Health Organization, you're going to need to do 4 hours each week to stay healthy. So that is roughly about 20 minutes something, right? So
yeah, it's over half an hour a day if it's 4 hours. Yeah,
half an hour a day, something like that. So and we actually also cross-reference this when we designed with the strength sneaker 20 minutes thing. So people can have the, you know, 20 minutes or 30 minutes a day, and they will meet the World Health Organization's 4 hours a week sort of, you know, stay healthy sort of benchmark. But to start with, we can't start with 20 minutes. I think that would be too much. So to start with, we take ourselves as an example, we cross-reference with the WHO, and then we come with that 10 minutes. That's roughly the design logic behind it.
Look, I think it's a great thing from the team to mention, because if you can get people starting to exercise 10 minutes a day, that is a great start. We want to onboard a whole heap of non-crypto people at different levels of fitness. It doesn't mean, you know, after 10 minutes you stop exercising. You can keep going for half an hour if you want to do a half an hour a day. I think it's awesome, and it's healthy, just changing people, kicking them in the bum and saying, righto, you're going to get paid for this, and that's a minimum of 10 minutes. And once people start doing it, they get the healthy energy, the extra endorphins get running through the body, and I think it's really great. So even touching on that, for everyone listening at the moment, we start something tomorrow morning. I start doing a 30-minute event, and I'll have that in Discord where you can come in and talk to me, ask questions, talk to each other, and that'll be every day. I'm going to be doing that in different Discords, but for STEPN, it's going to be on Mondays and Thursdays. So by all means, I'm leading myself from the front of this. Like I'm really enjoying this, and it's been awesome. I put 60, 70 kilometers on mine, so I think it's a great thing to be getting into every single day, and it should be a part of all of our exercise and life.
Yeah, I want to say something more about the 10 minutes energy. Actually, someone say we do exercise 30 minutes a day every day, and we should put 30 minutes for the start. But actually, there are so many people sitting at home the whole day. They don't work outside any at all. But we are trying to make everyone to get a good start. And the funny thing is, I saw YouTube today. A lovely lady uploaded a video, said, "Oh, I'll try the STEPN app, and I start from 10 minutes." And after 10 minutes, she said, "All right, you pay me more, and I won't work anymore. 10 minutes is too much for me, and that's okay. I'm going back," which is that's the reality. So 10 minutes to start, which is I think is good. And if you run 30 minutes a day, you can just keep going.
Yeah, I completely agree. That's awesome. There are several questions in here regarding talking about collabs with Nike, Adidas, other projects.
Like I mentioned last time, we are talking to several sneaker brands, but again, they are in the New Year. Christmas is the busiest time of the factories, so and also a lot of high-level executives are taking holidays. So those talk will be resumed around middle of January, and we're probably going to see some collab, hopefully around the end of Q1. Yeah, so the bigger sneaker brand, the lengthier the process is going to go through, and again, smaller, easier. So yeah, we're going to have some. Again, those announcements will be made in sort of a joint announcement sort of fashion. So before that, we can't tell anything really.
There was a question here regarding the swap functions will be available next week. Does that mean GMT will also be launched? I mean, I know the answer, but if we want to just mention that quickly.
Yeah, so swap function will be exclusively for the trading pair between the stablecoin and GST, and also Solana and GST. And I have mentioned this several times. With the GMT release, we are looking at the option between the IDO or IEO, but either way, we cannot release it before the platform we're holding this GMT or GMT sales have made that announcement. So the announcement for the GMT fundraising or the public sale will be made by the platform we use, and they cannot be made from us. So once they made an announcement, once the IEO started, and then we will also concurrently enable the GMT swap in the game.
I like that. That's a little bit of alpha there. Can we have a leaderboard of the top runners?
Yeah, the leaderboard function we have designed, I think about 60 to 70% finished, but then we actually reset our priority. This is about like 2-3 weeks ago, and we believe that having the vertical ecosystem is important. So we dropped the leaderboard design and we move on to this swap. So the leaderboard is almost finished, but not 100% finished.
I guess is it possible to get it?
Yeah.
Is it possible to get it linked in Discord every few days, maybe even once a week? Because I know from a personal point of view, for me, I'd love to see where I am on the list. Am I in the top 100? Am I in the top 50? That'd be cool.
Yeah, Jared, can we do like a manual one? We probably can start with the manual one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be a good little thing for Discord. Even we could tweet that out and get that out.
Yeah, I'll put that in the list. But I can't guarantee when we can finish it. priority thing for us is the swap and the in-app marketplace first. And yeah.
Well, there was a question regarding we've only seen 3 of the shoeboxes at the moment. So we've obviously got the greys, the greens, and the blues. I don't know that I've actually seen anyone with a blue one myself yet, but do we know what the colours of the remaining shoeboxes are going to be?
Okay, I haven't seen a blue one personally, but the epic is going to be a purple color, and the legendary is going to be an orange color. As we discussed this actually last time, so we wanted to make this like a lifelong app, or at least people use it for years. So having all the top level thing out in the right beginning, I don't think that would be a good idea, because people say, "Oh, I see everything," then they will just move on, and then they don't move and not good to their health. So we want to make this like very slowly release and progress, and so to really reward people for their effort. If you hand people, the legendary or epic sneaker on silver plate, and they probably won't appreciate it, and they have to really to work to get it, and then they will they will value. It might not be monetary, but then this is the sentimental value or emotional value, that is, okay, I've worked like hundreds of hours, and now I have this epic sneaker that it means something to them. We want to have that sort of result, instead of we say, oh, let's auction this legendary sneaker for 100 soul and that's it. So that's not what we want to do.
Yeah, no, I get that. The personal achievement is definitely going to be there, having leveled them up and taking time. So, is it public beta test? If it is still the public beta test, when will you launch the official version? But that's a good question. I guess maybe we could just reword that to is potentially how long are we looking at the beta running?
So we actually do things concurrently. So when we talk about like the official version, that will be when we actually starting to move to the non-crypto crowd, and we have to hit a few milestones to announce to go that direction. One is we fix major bugs. We have pretty much everything worked out. We can then submit for the Apple App Store, which for reviews, and that's going to take a while because it's the crypto project. We forecast it's going to take between 3 to 6 months for them to approve it. And also, we're going to have sufficient amount of crypto players to participate, where people will be able to mint sneakers and then rent that directly to the general public or the non-crypto crowd. So we need to have a base player number. We want to be between 500,000 to 1 million people, and we can say, all right, that would be the good time. We can then starting to move to the non-crypto player, and to have that the iOS version ready, because now on test flight only 10,000 people can play. So we can't do the retail without having the official version up and running in the App Store. So that'll be the two main sort of milestone we want to hit before we announce that the real the retail version is out.
Oh, that's a good
And
answer.
also,
I like.
just adding
You're
just
right.
adding the third point is for the non-crypto player to really use it without any barrier of entry, is we have to also install the fiat on and off ramps, meaning that people can buy the GIC with their credit card, and also they can withdraw their cryptos to their credit card. So that also will be subjected to the KYC procedure, and also with the money payment gateways. So that will again take maybe 1 or 2 months.
Yeah, that'll be
After
huge.
that,
That's very
process.
important information. Having people able to purchase in-game currency via their credit cards and potentially take profit on the game would be super important.
Yep. And we do these things concurrently, so that's actually my job. So we are talking to a few solution providers, and we're assessing which one we should use. And so that when we are up to that stage, we have several, plans. We can say, all right, we go to 1, 2, 3. Then we can make decision quite quickly. So yeah, so that's pretty much the 3 points we have to meet before we go into retail.
Right, there is a question here which is worth answering. Is it possible to use the app if you have an NFT but you are not an elite member?
Yeah, of course. I think it's sensible that if you own an NFT, you should put it in use. So if you have the NFT sneaker, um, currently you can ask us on the Telegram. We just drop 1 or 2 activation code, or to ask the Jason in Discord, and we can give some activation code out.
All right, so that is super important information. And even if you guys, if through the week your energy changes were nerfed, and obviously that gets raised a fair bit. If you want to share some of your NFTs with a family member, or get maybe your partner, your children running with you, that's one way you can also approach the team and ask for another registration.
Yeah, so again, the reason that we have this activation code is we don't want to have too much people play, because again, imagine one because we have seen several games that hit like a million players, or 3 million players, or 6 million players. We don't think that, if we draw too much attention in the beginning, it will put a lot of pressures to us. For example, the liquidity management, expectation management, and community management. So imagine that you have like 500,000 people asking, the reason that we have the energy change. That will be a lot of manpowers from our side to communicate clearly the message. So we rather to get the number right and to limit the access of the player, so that we can still manage the liquidity, the expectations, and also the community.
A question here from Miss You Love asking about achievements, e.g., can we get a 100-kilometer achievement? That'll come eventually, Miss You Love. That there will be achievements and extra NFTs brought into the game. And yep, go ahead, John. Yep, go ahead.
Me and Jerry actually talk about it, and I think one solution is we're probably going to do this in a retrospective way. That let's say if you have run 100 kilometers already, once the achievement is out, you will get an achievement automatically, like right away, so that you don't have to grind from the beginning. I think that's more of a fair way to do it.
Yeah, I mean it's funny. Anyone that's been a proper gamer over time, we love achievements. We love getting our quests, doing our dailies, all those kinds of things. So I look forward to actually seeing daily quests and stuff in the game at some stage as well.
Yeah. Those will be on the second tier of priority. So once we have the full vertical, we will move on to the leaderboard, the achievement, online marathon, and passive mode, plus the quiz.
And that'll really start to grow the community. So the second level of tier then, won't it?
Yeah.
Once you've got some of these baseline things sorted out for us, that's the leaderboards, the achievements, that's where you actually start growing your gamified part of it.
Yeah, the quiz will be a very big thing that once you have the quiz, the whole thing feel more like a game. Now it's more feel like a running tracker. And with the quiz, we can add in more quiz. We can add in, different things, different reward. So people probably can earn a little bit extra on top, because you complete the quiz, you have probably earn a few extra points, or GSTs, for example.
We've got a lot of questions that are very similar questions that are coming back through. So we've had a good AMA so far. We're reaching on 45 minutes. Do we want to talk about the week ahead? What have we got planned, just as a reminder for the crowd for the week ahead?
Sure. So the next week, we will roll out the swap function, and we will starting to internal test the marketplace. So and once these two functions this out, we are around 80% complete on our ecosystem vertical. And yeah, so we probably are not the first to building the Solana mobile wallet, but we're definitely going to be the first one doing the Solana mobile swap plus the mobile marketplace. And we will, so my job will be closing our fundraising this month. So we will push for a investors announcement on the second week of January, so people can watch that. And once we have that, we will starting to work on the IEO and IDO. So that will be the priority for the next couple weeks, is to have the GMT public sale, hopefully done in February. But the planning will be starting from next week and following week. And also we will start, run some campaigns for Reddit participation, so people can post on the Reddit channel, and we probably going to do some raffles and drawings for people involving in the Reddit community. Currently there's not much post, but that's the reason we want to encourage people to post things on the Reddit, and we will have some contest released next week for Reddit, and also for the Instagram as well. And is there anything you want to add, Jerry? Did I miss anything?
Nah.
Okay.
Yeah, doing good.
We've got a Twitter space that's going to be new this week as well, so we start reaching into Twitter as well.
Oh yeah, of course, yes. Yeah, the Twitter space.
So just for the crowd listening as well, we will try and make sure events are listed in Discord. So we've got 5 events up at the moment. There's going to be some events this week where we've got obviously the jogging with Barndog will start up. We'll do that every day. I'll be doing it every day across different crowds. But we're going to have a Twitter space as well on Thursday. That's going to be, I believe, 2 p.m. Sydney time. So that's GMT plus 11, I think that is. There's always plenty of things on. The Reddit does sound interesting. I don't really get into Reddit myself, but I know it is still a big crowd and a way to get into different platforms.
Yeah, I mean, I personally quite like Reddit because it is an area that I can, find news and also discuss or engage with other players. You can put like a long post and people can have a conversation over a course of days or even weeks.
Sorry, I am just still going through the crowd questions. We did have a post in Discord regarding intern helpers. Do we want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so as we are preparing for the IEO and also the investors announcement, we are expecting we're probably going to have a few influx of people to the community. So yeah, definitely that we want to get the people know about the project to get involved in the project. And I think I have to say that the logic for us is because we actually have people asking, say, "I can't be the community helper," and then I search their involvement in the project is usually 0, and they just joined and they want to be like a Discord community manager. I don't think that's going to be how we do this. We want people that actively participate, involved in the community first, and understand the project and understand how our scopes and share the common values with us, to work with us and to grow with us. So that's the minimum criteria we're looking at when we hiring or work with the community helper, and then will be like a moderator. And if we need, we then can talk about like career opportunities as well.
Yeah, that's good. So I think that was people had to be at me level 20 plus as well. So they've got to be active, like you're saying, within Discord and helping others and being a part of the benefits for being in Discord.
Yeah, exactly.
There was a good question here regarding is it using Mercurial Finance using the Jupiter Swap Exchange. Is that what you're using in the in-game wallet?
I we designed the in-game wallet ourselves. We didn't use any external providers. Probably
Cool.
Jerry can share more
Yeah.
details on that.
The in-app wallet is designed by ourselves and programmed by ourselves. Each we programmed it by 100% ourselves. So it's pretty safe.
Oh, there is a good question here regarding can we add a swap system of NFT with other NFT in app? That would be a really cool function if you think about that. So say someone has a set of runners and the speed isn't working out for them, but they want to swap those for a pair of walkers. So is there any thoughts towards that maybe?
That's called marketplace.
It's not necessary, but yeah, you can just sell in the marketplace and buy a new one.
Yeah, I mean, it will be really difficult for you to match 100% of what you want.
Yeah,
Rather, you
it's
sell your sneaker and then get, you know.
yeah, it is. It is an interesting thought, but I think that is definitely worthwhile highlighting. That you can just sell your sneakers on the marketplace, and then potentially buy new ones afterwards. Also, keep in mind when you're looking at your stats on sneakers and stuff, like there are your common sneakers go from 1 to 15 points. So, they've got a maximum of 60 combined points at the start. So that's always going to factor into things as well. Sorry, I'm just going through some of the questions. There is a couple new ones. I think that's about it mainly. So yeah, we're coming up on the hour. We've got a lot planned for next week. That was good. I really love it. So we're still keen to see how this swap function is going to come in. Jerry, I know you're going to be proud of getting that one out there, seeing as you guys have worked pretty hard to get the functions working.
Yeah, for sure. The team was working during the Christmas holiday, so which is crazy. But we'd love to
Summary for like 5 minutes.
to speak. All right, yeah. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, yeah. Go ahead, Jerry.
No, I'm just finished. It's okay.
Okay. So another thing I want to point out is we actually also continue to improve the user experience on the wallet. And I've noticed that now you have to actually back up. You have to re-enter your phraseword when you're creating the new wallet. That function wasn't available a week ago. And also we talk a lot internally of how we can smooth the user experience. We're probably going to change some names. For example, the locker going to be changed to the vault going to be changed to a locker. And also we are streamline the process of the withdrawal and deposit NFT and also tokens. And especially when the swap function is available, there are going to be more buttons. So we want to minimize the number of buttons people have to press to achieve what they want to achieve. So that will be an ongoing process, but we're going to roll out several patch updates to reflect to improve on the user experience on the wallet side next week.
Yeah. Gilgamesh, welcome. No, that's a really good week. I'm looking forward to it. I'm certainly looking forward to the functions that we start to get after the swapping features as well that you've talked about earlier in the night, the leaderboards, getting out those extra events, all those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Are we looking at any more live events through Australia at all potentially? You had a couple of things happen in Adelaide there. You on anything more happening locally?
Locally, not at the moment, as we from my side, I'm wrapping up the fundraising, and from Jerry's side, he's working on the swap and also the wallet and the marketplace at the same time. So he is also quite busy. So we're gonna focus on these 2 points first, and then we're gonna come back and see what else we can sponsor. Because starting from January, we will starting to sponsor several events. Not only in Australia. I'm talking to a few guys in Brazil, and they have a pretty big community there that we probably gonna sponsor some offline event in Brazil, in São Paulo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
They've got a lot. I know they've got a lot of gamers that are keen to get out these play to earn styled games as well. So that would be an awesome ability for Sao Paulo and Brazil.
Yeah, so they got a decent size of crypto traders and also a running community. I think that'll be a very good places to start.
Absolutely. So yeah, worth mentioning. Then we've got. I'll be back on stage tomorrow morning, and Thursday we've got a Twitter space, which will be on Twitter. So those people that aren't sure on how that works, you can join Twitter and make sure you're following the STEPN Twitter, and it will come up with an announcement for that. But it's been a great week, Jerry. It's been awesome. Bjorn, any closing thoughts on tonight?
Yeah, I think again it's a pseudo productive week as me and Jerry are stuck with the kid, and our productivity is dropped a little bit. But as the New Year is end, and we're gonna send them to school next week, and we'll be full 100%, 110% back to work.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can even say from my experience, I spoke to you guys a fair bit over Christmas and New Year's, so it was good to see the team working. Obviously, the beta came out on the 20th, 21st in some areas around the world, but to launch something during that time is super crazy. It's such a busy time as it is, but it's been really good. And Jerry, any closing thoughts from you?
Yeah.
I'm quite happy. Oh, good.
We might wrap it up there, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, Jorn, go ahead.
No, that's all right. Sorry. I'm just saying that it's actually quite difficult to work through the holiday because you are not resting, but other people are taking holidays. So for us to get reaching out, for example, to the coin market cap or to CoinGecko, it's a bit of a struggle. But yeah, we got there. We got listed on both the CoinGecko and also coin marketplace.
Yeah, there's been there has still been a fair bit of action with the coin price. The movement on that has been awesome to watch, and even the NFT prices, going up and down. And there's seeing a lot of the uncommons getting minted and sold fairly quickly. Yeah, definitely one to keep up. Plenty going on in and around STEP throughout the week. Definitely keep your eyes on the prize. Get out there, get moving. But by all means, meet new people, say hello. Have a good time while doing it. Thank you for coming along, Jorn and Jerry.
Sorry. Yeah. I want to say that I want to answer last question from the question channel. People asking if I should buy GSTs or something like that. My suggestion is if you are not using it in the app, I won't suggest you buy or hold the GST because it's utility token and it's infinite supply. But if you are truly using it in the app, you can buy and you can use it in the app. That's my suggestion.
Sorry, so if you're not using the coin, you would suggest to possibly list it, get it, take some profit on it, maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, you can earn it
on this program.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. What Jerry means is don't speculate on the token. It's an infinite supply, so infinite burn. So you could subject to high volatility.
Yeah, that's great. It's definitely one of those things. Infinite, obviously GMT when that comes out, the governance coin is going to be completely different. We'll see the tokenomic papers on that eventually, but it is a coin that is absolutely needed. You see, it was up to $2 today almost, and it was down to $1.70, $1.80 at one stage. So it's definitely something that's going to go up and down, because obviously there's also a smaller amount on the market due to being a smaller play cap. But yeah, definitely, that's an awesome week. I appreciate you guys coming along. Have fun every week, and we will see you next week.
Okay, see you.
Thank you.
Okay,
thank you for coming along, everyone. 140 people, almost 150 at one stage. That was awesome. We'll see you all next week, and don't forget Thursday we've got the Twitter space.
All right, see you, barndog.
See you, mate.